So 2021 is the year you are finally going to do it. You are going to diet and actually keep the weight off this time. What's going on, guys? I am Dale. I make videos about health and fitness. So if you guys are into that sort of thing, please consider subscribing and let's get right into it. So the first thing that may come to your mind or maybe brought up by your either significant other, your kids or something, you've said this before, right? This is not the first time you set up a plan to diet and lose weight for real. If you stumbled upon this video, you are in luck because today I am going to be going over, in my opinion, the top 3 reasons why your diet fails and how to avoid them from causing that failure. So the first thing I wanted to bring up as an honorable mention is that you're not setting a realistic goal that is actually attainable that could be measured. So what I mean by that is a lot of people go into diets saying, you know what, I just want to lose a few pounds. I want to look good in a bathing suit. I want to look good for a wedding. To me, that is going to affect your diet because you don't have that end game versus I weigh 225 pounds. I want to weigh 200 by this date. So say 25 pounds, you give yourself 3 to 4 months to do. That is a goal where you can monitor your progress, you can make sure everything's going in the right direction, and you're going to be able to stay on track with the diet. Another thing that that's going to do, which is going to lead into another one of the tips I'm going to get into, is it's going to allow you to keep track of your success. Now, I think that success is a major motivator for many people, and I think that achieving something like, say you lost 5 pounds, that's going to motivate you more to continue with the diet versus I don't think I look better even though you may be losing weight. If you don't feel like you're achieving anything, you don't feel like you're having success, you're probably much more likely to stop before you achieve your goal. So keeping your goal in mind is actually going to help you avoid number 3 on this list, which is that people tend to get discouraged by a lack of immediate results. So if you keep your goal in mind, you're going to understand that you're playing a long game, right? Nobody starts a diet for real trying to just lose weight in a month. You know it takes longer than that. If you don't know it takes longer than that, well, I hope you're watching this video because I'm telling you, it takes longer than a month to get real results, real fat loss. You don't want to just lose water weight and tell everybody you lost a bunch of fat because that's not how it works. So what you want to do is you want to keep in mind the fact that immediate results do not matter in the long term. Your wedding or the summer or whatever is 4 months away. You don't need to worry about the first 2 weeks. It doesn't make a difference. Some people like to look at these before and after transformations that are just absurd and compare themselves. And fitness and health, everybody is different. Everybody has their own goals. Everybody has their own methods of achieving these goals. And I don't want people to get discouraged by the lack of immediate success. I have plenty of clients that I explain this to. You're going to lose a bunch of weight in the first week. Why? You started a new diet, you're eating healthier foods, you're eating less calories, and you weren't dieting beforehand. So you're going to lose a lot of that water weight that you've accumulated. So it's going to drop off steep in the first week. Now, after that, you want to lose about 1% of your body weight every week. That's the number that I look for my clients to try to keep them on track, is about 1% of body weight per week. Now, I do this and I explain this to them so that they don't get discouraged that week 1 they lost 6 pounds and week 2 they only lost a pound. That's perfectly okay. And I want people to understand that if you get discouraged early on, that is not going to dictate the rest of the diet. Number 2 on this list, and something that everybody is going to encounter at one point or another in a diet, is you're going to be hungry, right? So a lot of the time, I like to eat foods that are low calorie dense, which means you can eat a large volume for a low amount of calories. This is the best way to combat hunger in a diet. However, I do want to mention that the leaner you get, the more hungry you're going to become. And sometimes you just have to stick it out, you know? Like anything, if you want to achieve an elite physique, you're going to be hungry. There's nothing that can completely get rid of this, but you're able to subside it. And most people are able to mitigate their hunger by eating these low calorie dense foods. Stuff like fruits, vegetables, chicken, egg whites versus whole eggs, stuff that you're going to be able to eat a good amount of volume. It's going to fill your stomach, all while giving you less calories, is going to help you lose weight without being hungry. So that's the best way to mitigate hunger. Another thing that you can do is add another meal. So if you're only eating 3 times a day, add a snack in that is in between, the hungriest part of your day. Say you tend to get hungry in between breakfast and lunch, add a snack in between that to make sure that you're not hungry by the time you get to lunch. This will also decrease the chance of you binging, which will ultimately decrease the amount of calories that you're intaking, helping you lose weight in the long term. And the number one reason why diets fail, in my opinion, and probably many other people, is it's just too restrictive. How many times have you started a diet where you didn't think that it was going to be a problem? You were just going to eat your chicken and your broccoli and your rice, and you're just going to have that every day, and it's a bulletproof plan, and you will lose weight. So one thing is, you are correct. You will lose weight eating chicken, broccoli, and rice if you're in a calorie deficit every single day. No questions asked. However, how long is that diet going to last, right? How long are you going to be able to keep up chicken, broccoli, and rice? Probably not very long. You're going to get bored due to flavor fatigue. You're going to get bored because you want other foods and you just can't have them. Eventually, you're going to cheat. And when you cheat with a super restricted diet, you are likely to binge. So I'll use a certain example. If I were to go keto, I love donuts way too much to go keto. They are by far my favorite cheat food, and I really, really enjoy them. If I went keto, which is very little carbs, I would have a really hard time not eating donuts. So the second I get my hand on a donut, I'm getting my hand on 3 or 4 donuts, and I'm going to eat every single one because I restricted to the point where I didn't have any. Now, if you had allowed yourself maybe once a week to eat a donut, in my instance, I would be way less likely to binge, and I would know that, I got that donut coming up later in the week. It'll help me get through the week sticking to my diet, and then at the end of the week, I get to eat something that I really, really enjoy and know it's probably not the healthiest food for me. Something like intermittent fasting, for example, the constant saying no to your friends when they go out to eat during your fasting window, you're eventually going to want to go with them just because it's human nature. You want to spend time with your friends, you want to enjoy yourself, and you chose a diet that you tried to build your life around versus fitting the diet in with your lifestyle that you're already accustomed to living. So it's a lot more restricting on your lifestyle that you prefer, so you're a lot more likely to either quit, give up, or cheat. And that's pretty much the end of all diets, right? If you cheat too many times, the diet's gone. You just forget about it. You're not doing it anymore. That's it. And that's how your diet ends. So too restrictive is definitely the number one reason, in my opinion, why diets fail. How you would get around that is just make sure you're in a calorie deficit. Don't restrict foods. If you really like whole eggs, eat whole eggs. You don't have to eat egg whites. It's not a big deal. If you really like donuts, eat a donut. I'm not saying eat 10 donuts. I'm saying eat a donut so you're not likely to binge and you're still going to be able to stay on track with your diet and enjoy it. That is the best way to do the longest term diet, is to find things that make it enjoyable and don't restrict anything. The second you restrict something, the more you want to do it. So I really appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you learned anything, please like and definitely hit the subscribe button. Comment below. Let me know if you've ever dieted before, and if so, what was the reason that you failed? If it was one of these 3, let me know if the tips helped you out, if you learned anything, and I will see you guys in the next one.